So I'm going to show you how to graph number one. I'm going to show you how to graph it on the graphing calculator. You can get all the answers on it, but you just have to realize what the calculator is doing. You can also get it by hand, so I'll probably make a video getting number one by hand as well. For the interval, not the rest of it. So what does it say? Number one says, well, I already typed in the equations. It's already in parametric mode. So I already typed in those equations. And it says state the approximate dimensions of the viewing window. So on your excuse me, on your paper, you're looking for the dimensions of that window. So you really just need to know how much those tick marks are. Because in the y-axis, it looks like it goes up to 3, but I don't know if those tick marks represent one unit. So we just see. I mean, you could actually do this by hand, just plug in stuff and then see where you get. You plug in 0 and see what happens, but it's so much easier just to graph it on the graphing calculator. So I graphed it on the graphing calculator. I actually already said zoom and then fit, zoom fit, and that's how I got the graph to look like that. Zoom fit. And if I just trace, and I can definitely see that yes, each tick mark represents 1. So in the y direction, it goes from -3 to 3. In the x direction, it goes from -4 to 4. So there's that answer. And then it says give a parameter interval that traces the curve exactly once. Now this, on the calculator, it's not perfect, but we can get it pretty close if we understand what the calculator is doing. So let me show you how to do that. What I want to do is I want to look at my table of values. So I'm going to go to table and see what it plugs in. But since these equations are trig functions, or involve trig functions, I kind of want my table to increment with like by pi over 6, because that's what the unit circle, that's like the smallest increment on the unit circle, the standard increment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the table settings. I'm going to say, yeah, let's start at 0 and let's increment each parameter value by, instead of 1, I'm going to increment it by pi over 6. Here's the thing. This is exactly pi over 6. As soon as I hit enter, the calculator rounds to some number of decimals. I don't know if it rounds to this one or there's a couple more stored, but it's rounded. So that means when I actually go to my table now, I mean okay, so there's only 4 values here, or 4 decimal places. So it's not actually pi over 6 anymore. So when it's incrementing, it's not actually incrementing by pi over 6. So we're not going to get perfect answers, and you'll see that. But if I go back to my graph, let's think about this. So it starts here, and it goes all the way around, and it ends here. Well, this point is 0, 1.5. The x-coordinate is 0, the y-coordinate is 1.5. So really, all I'm looking for is when I get back to 0, 1.5. The problem that occurs is that we're not actually incrementing by perfectly pi over 6. We had to truncate it. We had to round a little bit. So these aren't going to be exactly 0 or 1.5. But we're going to look for the second time when it gets really close to 0 and really close to 1.5. So I'm just going to scroll down. The parameter starts at 0. And I'm looking, that's -1.5. So remember, it started up here. And then it should go to 0, 0. That's what happens. And then continue around. It should go to 0, -1.5. There's that. And then it should go back to 0, 0. So that should be maybe the next one. 0, 0. And then the next one should come back to 0, +1.5. Now here's the problem. We'll see it, I think. There's where it should be, right? I mean, there's a pattern. 0, this, 0, that. But here, we've gotten far enough to where there's actually a rounding error. I mean, we have a correct y value of 1.5. This is really, really close to 0. It's telling you to move the decimal down 13 places. So there's 0.00 for 13 zeros, and then there's a -6, so it's slightly to the left of the y-axis. But now we know our intervals. That's from 0, which was at the beginning, and this. And some people are thinking like, whoa, what is that? That's ridiculous. This is 2 times pi, 3.14 times 2. This is 2 pi. So it goes from 0 to 2 pi. That's the actual parameter interval. I'm going to do that on, I mean, it takes some thinking about, but I'm going to do that by hand as well, the interval part. So that's number 1. I feel like you can do the rest of those, but I'll make videos for them as well. I'll stop this.